Manus to tell you a bit about. Quick overview.
Quick overview of the fiddle, the violin, as you would call it. You know, the tailpiece, the fingerboard, the body and belly of the fiddle, exactly as in the violin. There's no difference. People often ask, is there a difference between a violin and a fiddle? And of course the answer is no. They're the exact same instrument. Four strings, E, A, D, G. And the fiddle has its origins, I guess, in Italy and Central Europe. But and all the classical composers like Bach and Beethoven and Brahms and Mendelssohn, you associate them with their compositions for violin music. But in our folk traditions around Europe, and Ireland is no different, there's a really strong fiddle tradition. And in the part of Ireland that I come from, in the northwest, the area is called Sligo. There's a very rich fiddle tradition out there. The big fiddle players like Michael Coleman and James Morrison came out of Sligo and lived the rest of their lives in New York City and recorded there. And their recordings were actually very important in the overall scheme of things in our music, because the recordings came back to Ireland and influenced, and still influence today, many musicians, particularly fiddle players, of course. So I'll play you an Irish piece of music that you might have heard about. Have you heard of Danny Boy? Yes. Also called the Derriere. So I'll play that piece for you, just to give you an idea.
Just to say, honestly, a lot of people would consider the violin or fiddle the instrument that is closest to the human voice. And I think this kind of echoes that when you hear it.
Briefly play you a snapshot of an American tune that we got from Aaron Copland. It's a lovely piece, and I'm sure you recognize this one. Yes! Maybe by way of completing the fiddle part of this program, I'll play for you an Irish reel that would be associated with County Sligo, again, the county I mentioned earlier on. This piece is actually called the Sligo Maid, and it's very characteristic of Sligo, playing by its long bowing and lots of ornamentation, lots of things happening on my left hand on the fingerboard. So this is called the Sligo Maid.
What's the difference between the two of your violins?
This one is tuned in concert pitch in D. This one is tuned a half tone up in E flat. The reason I have it like that is because Paul is using two different accordions, and rather than me tuning up and down each time between tunes, this one will match his melodeon, this one will match his grey accordion.
Okay.
Is the violin a difficult instrument to play?
Yes, it is very difficult. I would say that is what he said. It is. It takes a good bit of time and effort. I suppose in any instrument that is the case, but it is intricate, and I think the key is, if you can, is to start early. I started playing the fiddle when I was 8 or 9 years old.
The other thing about the instrument, apart from its expressiveness, its connection with the human voice, it's a beautiful instrument to look at. The sheer look at the instrument, people say it's actually based on the human form. And you hang a fiddle up on a wall and look at it, it's beautiful. To me, it's just everything about it, the colour, the shape, the sound.
Different woods as well. You know, I mentioned in the earlier class, usually the wood is made of either spruce or maple, and different people would like to have wood from a different era. More and more people are building fiddles now. There are a lot of really good fiddle makers in Ireland and in the UK and here in the States, of course. And as I say, spruce and maple will be the woods that are most commonly used in it to give it a nice, rich sound. Okay. Sometimes the older wood is the best.
Sorry, thanks, Matt. We'll just move on maybe and talk a bit about song. Obviously part and parcel of our tradition. And Dave, will you sing something for us? Yeah, just talk right. And sing, both.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a traditional singer as such. I kind of fell into singing much later. I was nearly the end of college before I kind of found my voice as such. But there are there's a very distinctive traditional sound. It's almost quite nasal and it's very melismatic. There's the Irish language song and English language song. And you also have pub ballads and stuff that you might be a bit more familiar with hearing, like the Clancy Brothers and stuff that were famous over here in the 50s and 60s. That's another kind of genre of singing. I'm going to sing a song that's actually written by a Scottish guy. It's a song called Caledonia, but it was made famous by Dolores Kane, a woman from the West Coast, Galway. And yeah, we'll give that a go. Yeah. Can't see you. Go on. Changes that have come over me these past few days. I'm afraid I might drift away. Telling all those singing songs make me think about where I come from. That's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, think about you all the time. Come on, you're calling, now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, it would make me more than sad. Come on, you're everything I've ever had. Others on the way. I've kissed the girls and I've left them crying. Stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying.